energetic, enthusiastic, passionate,
impactful.
He makes everyone feel loved.
Brilliant, strategic.
a true believer in the ability of individuals to change lives.
And somehow you want to join him.
And he's a hell of a nice guy.
Tommy and I had known each other socially for years, and he called one day to make an appointment to come to see me, and I had no idea what he was coming for. But he came to say, I've got a job to do. I'm going to chair the United Way. And Martha, I've never raised a dime. I don't know anything about fundraising. I've been a doctor and a businessman, but I've never raised any money. And he said, truth be known, I've never given very much either. And how do I do this? So I just said, well, Tommy, the one thing I would suggest to you is that it's got to have some pizzazz. You've got to figure out a way to make it special. And the next time he came back, he talked about this de Tocqueville man, his admiration for the way Americans helped each other. And I said, Tommy, you've got it. That is such a great idea. You really got it. I, of course, had no idea that he was going to take this vision and do what he did. I mean, how would you know?
This wasn't just a major donor program. It was the Alexis de Tocqueville Society that conjured up right away all of our visions about what our country stands for in terms of philanthropy, our tradition of giving, of citizens helping one another. This program was pivotal because during certain years, individual giving would drop. But that drop would be more than compensated and made up because of the tremendous generosity of those who are in the Alexis de Tocqueville Society.
When I first got involved with Tocqueville at the leadership level, I was leading our Orange County Society. And as such, I would go to these annual events that United Way had, that Tommy was always the key guy in. And at that time, it was so interesting the kinds of people he was getting involved. These were national known figures. Bill Gates is one of the best known. These were people that it was attractive to be around, not because of who they were, but because we all had the same vision. The vision for what United Way could do in our local communities. And we began to expand the structure. We began to expand the possibilities. And in they came. And by the hundreds, and then by the thousands, $7 billion later, 25,000 people later. It is an amazing movement, the brainchild of one guy who saw the need and also saw the opportunity and was able to put the two together.
I think when we think about what the impact that Tommy has had on not just the United Way, but truly lives of children, women, families across this country, it's quite remarkable. So when I was asked to chair the de Tocqueville here in the greater Greensboro area, I thought about what could I do differently. And I was actually inspired as I attended a $1 million roundtable event, the first one in Palm Beach. And I remember thinking, what about women? I'm a woman that's rarely asked to give. So we started in Greensboro in 1998, and the goal was 40 women. We got 42 women to sign up. So that began the first $1 billion kickoff of a women's leadership initiative in the world. That was a result of Tommy's initiative of United Way de Tocqueville.
There certainly is a ripple effect from Tommy Frist, and I can see it in Calgary. In 1993, when I led the campaign, there were no gifts over $1,000. In fact, that was kind of the standard. My friends and I, we all gave $1,000. And that year, we decided, because we were leading the campaign, we'd give $25,000. And the reason that we picked $25,000 was we knew about this Tocqueville Society down in the US, and that was setting the bar. It was setting the bar higher. So Canada's always a little competitive with the US, so we gave $25,000, and now We have over 7,500 donors in Calgary, and they give over half the campaign of $51 million. So, you know, there's a tremendous ripple effect. It really is. The Major Gift Expansion Initiative is now in 12 countries, and they're in the Caribbean, in Latin America, in Africa, in Asia, and in Europe. One of the most successful major gift programs is in Korea. And since 2008, they've secured 100 donors, and they give all over $100,000. So it's global, and it's really successful.
Tommy Frist's example has been an eye-opener and a role model for me. His influence on philanthropy is enormous. How can we live without doing our part in India?
Dr. Frist has been so inspiring to me personally. I'm thankful for what he's done as a person that lives in this community, but also I find it very inspiring as a business leader on always asking the question of, what do I need to be doing? And what does our company need to be doing? And what does our family need to be doing? And so as business leaders like myself, I see as my responsibility is to go out and tell that story, talk about what United Way does, and get more people into the organization and into the Tocqueville Society, because it's been done here at Nashville.
Well, I don't think you can ever look at what Tommy conceived, his vision, and then his enthusiastic support of it, and then his really dedicated focus to say that it was just a drop or a wave even. It was a cyclone, and he's really changed the face of philanthropy.
He was the first. He was the one who had the original vision. But that vision has been caught by hundreds and thousands of others, and they each have a legacy too, because it's all of us working together that make this whole program happen.
Tommy is wonderful. He has been always pleasant, positive, and a very humble individual.
What I learned from Tommy is that it's never enough in the very good sense. That when one is engaged in a just cause, a wonderful good cause, it's never enough.
By taking the initiative, by giving of himself, created a fantastic level of giving for the world, really.
He set the bar very high. He has set the bar very high for individuals like me on what's expected and what can be done.
The exciting part of what Tommy initiated is that it has no ending.